Hey guys, it's jackpunkington here, and today we are going to be doing a review of Lava's first full-length album, Sleaze. It's a 14-track album that really encompasses what the word punk means. And content warning, I guess. I feel like I should actually have to do this. I shouldn't have to do this, but I'm going to anyway. If you are not a fan of punk music that is very anti-establishment, very pro Alphabet Mafia, very just anti like everything else kind of a thing, and that's also kind of a joke but kind of not, then this video is not for you. This album is not for you. You can scroll away. If you want to stick around, you're more than welcome to. Also, this is probably going to be a longer video. I'm trying something new. I actually wrote down notes for each track, and I'm going to break them all down and kind of expand on them. So yeah, enjoy the long video. And I will be honest, it doesn't matter that Lars is a great friend of mine. He's not getting any sugarcoating. However, I'm going to be also honest to say this is my favorite album of the year so far. So think what you want to think, but it's just a solid album that I love. So anyway, we're going into track 1, which is the intro track. Very similar to like an old school commercial where, you know, you're like content warning kind of a thing. And I like it. It's also, again, emphasizes that while this is for people who are part of the Alphabet Mafia, and is, you know, very a progressive punk album, it's also a joke, and it's also to be meant for fun. It even makes me think a little bit of like a radio announcer, because at the very end they're like, Lava! I love that. That's really cool. Sorry for the screams. So yeah, I think that's neat. You know me, anytime there's like witty banter in an album of any kind, I love every part of it. It always makes me happy, and it makes me like really enjoy the album more and enhances the spirit experience. So track 2, which is the original, like the first track of the album, like the first actual song. I'm also gonna go over song cover or titles for you guys too. So it's Who Needs to Know How to Play Guitar When You Have Distortion. I think that's hilarious. I love that so much because it first off starts with just a killer guitar like intro that, yes, it is a simple intro, but it is very sick and it sounds awesome. And that really sets a tone for the whole album. There's also like a melody that you hear in a lot of the song intros that I'll come back to later, but this is the first time you hear that kind of a thing. And it has great screams. Lars is an insane screamer. So yeah, and like I said, it's a good start to the album. It does a really good job of setting the tone of like, hey, this is punk. This is as punk as you're gonna get. We're gonna get weird. It's gonna be fun. Don't take yourself too seriously. Even though these are serious topics that we're gonna talk about, we're gonna have fun with it. And I respect the hell out of that. I think that's great. And the next song, track 3 is Fuck Off, and I love it. It's a classic skater punk song. It is insane. It starts off with the classic like 1 2 3 4, like you would hear the Ramones do, and it again sets the tone of the song. It reiterates that this is fun, this is as punk as we can get, and it's just crazy. Also, all the songs, I don't think a single song on here except for one is under 3 minutes. Like, they're all very short, and it fits in with that classic punk rock style. So yeah, and the chorus response, I love that. Where like you've got the main vocal saying something, and then there's almost like it's not, but it makes me think of like a Greek chorus style response, a call and response kind of thing. I love that. I think that's cool. It's a fun little twist that makes me think of just more old school punk. Yeah. Next is track 4, which the song title for track 4 is the it's the single that came off with this, which was Fake Fags. And again, if you didn't see like my review of just that single, I'll kind of briefly go over it. Lars is an insanely talented musician. Everyone that worked on this, which I believe is Lars, his fiance Ava, Lorelai, who is awesome. She's the recording engineer for our music, and Alex. They also helped with recording. They worked on this as well. So I just wanted to like throw that out there. Very all talented musicians, but again, Lars's bass riffage. I'll stand by my statement. Lars could potentially be the next Lemmy. Like, as a bass player, he's just that talented, and it's insane. And it kind of goes with that attitude. Like, there's a lot of slight references to Motorhead in this album that's mixed with like the Ramones and like the, that kind of stuff. And Lars, yeah, he kills it. And it's just a solid song. Like I said, it's the single. You want a more in detailed thing. My thoughts. Oh, Perfect Screams as well. Yeah. Go watch my review of that single. I go a little bit more in depth on that. So next, for the next track, is I'm Not Your Alamo. And there is a really sick sludgy chorus. Whenever a punk band slows its like sound down, I am all about it. I love every part of that, and this is a good track that does that. It almost gets into like black metal territory with like its screams, and I was so waiting for like Lars to just throw in like a pig like oink scream kind of a thing, like kind of a thing. I was like, come on man, just do it, just go full black metal, throw in a goat in the background where you just hear bah! I thought that would have been great. Next song is my favorite. It's tied for my favorite track. The song title is My Dog Looks Like a Dinosaur, and this is why. It starts off with one of my favorite King of the Hill scenes ever. Literally, it's just the soundbite ripped out where it's Hank Hill walking into Bobby's room. He's got like his record player and he's listening to music, and he's like, "What you listening to, Bobby?" And he's like, "I don't think you'd like it. It's a newer thing." And he's like, "I love all this new music nonsense." And then the song actually starts, and it's just it's got crazy screams as well, still punk, and like I said, I love it. And then it ends with like the "Oh God, it's all toilet noise." I love it so much. But there's a lot of crazy just added effects and noises in the background, and hearing like Lars just say like, "My dog looks like a dinosaur." It's just fun. I enjoy every bit of it. And like I said, the King of the Hill reference just was fun, and I was listening to this album when I was on a walk, and I just stopped walking because I had to die laughing. At that moment, I had actually texted Lars and I said, "I don't know what you did, but you just made probably my favorite album of the year so far." Because this is insane. It's hilarious and it's fun, and it like really encompasses punk, but it's fun about it, and that's what I love. It's cool. Next song actually has a feature on it. Richard Pierce. It's either Pierce or Price. I'm so sorry. Don't get mad at me if I say your name wrong. He's from EKG. He's from Violence, something else. I'm sorry. We played with you, and I'm sorry, at a show at the Regal Beagle. He's really cool. He's really talented. I'm a big EKG fan. So, but anyway, the song is "I Fell in Love with the Strippers," the title, and I think that's great. Back to kind of like the classic skater punk sound on it. The ending makes me think of like a drinking song. There's a lot of that in this album, where it just ends with like I think there's actually bottles like clanking and stuff, and like people like kind of kind of singing together. And I love that. At a punk bar like that on a jukebox, that would be a solid song for people to like drink as a drinking song. There's a couple songs on here that are like that, but this is the first one that I really feel fits that. After that is it's the interlude, which is a nice palate cleanser, and I really enjoy it. It's got a nice EDM break. It's weird, crazy sounds, but it kind of refreshes your ears to like just the whole punk sound. It threw me off guard at first, the first time I heard it, but I really enjoyed it. And then I just re-listened to the entire album so I could take these notes, and I enjoyed it again. It is just a nice break. That's all there really is to say about it. So if you like EDM and think it's fun to have it on a random track in a punk album, why not? Next song, another song that made me just die laughing. Intergalactic Sex Party. If Ninja Sex Party, the band, was a punk band, this is 100% a song they would make. This is the definition of fun. It made me think of SpongeBob a little bit too, because it has like that F is for friends who do, kind of a thing. Oh wait, no, that's track a little bit later. Sorry. That might be the next track. No, it's a couple tracks down. But it is got a lot of cool slowed down chanting. It is 100% a punk rock version of a Ninja Sex Party song. Like, I could totally see them write something like this, and it's so much fun. Next is Probe Me, which is like a cool thing to fade into that off of, having that kind of a song. Starts off with a really cool banjo, and this is where I'm going to get back to what I said during the first track, where there is a melody that you'll hear a few times throughout the album. This is another example of that. I think there's another one earlier, but I can't quite remember. Where you'll hear like a da 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 as a melody over and over and over again throughout the album, and it goes into something in a second that I will get to. But the banjo is really cool. There's really cool like reverb built into the screams on this song that I actually kind of wish was in a lot of other tracks, but it fits this one perfectly. It's different, but it really adds a little bit to Lars's screams. And then you get into a really nice sludgy bridge to kind of end the track. And then we get to the theme song, the lava theme song, which kind of goes hand in hand with what I was just saying with that melody that you hear. They kind of all builds up to this track, where the whole song is basically that melody, but this is the SpongeBob like F is for friends where it's like L is for I can't think of what the actual lyrics are, but it literally breaks down. It's like L is for this, A is for this, B is for this, A is for this, but in a more another drinking song kind of punk rock way, and it's fun. I could see this like just like this whole album for sure, but I could see this song in particular just be a hit at punk rock house shows where you've got just a packed room of people just shouting stuff out, and this song is definitely a great example of that, and it's fun, and yeah. Okay. Next is track 12, which it's a huge change. It is a insane change. What is the title of this one? Hold on. Chowder. This is the other song that is tied with My Dog Looks Like a Dinosaur as my favorite track. It completely different vibe starting off. Very early, like 2010 indie bass riff, where it's just the bass, the slow, jazzy almost kind of drums, and just Lars like singing with kind of a rasp, and I really dug it. I was like, whoa, this is way different. Like, this would be another single I could hear if they had released more than one single, and I really liked it. And then it goes into like the punk vibe, but also it's a reference to the show Chowder, which I thought for the longest time was a fever dream I had as a child. So the fact that it's like, oh, this like rada 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 was real, like that, like Schnitzel was that character's name. You hear that, and the first literal lines that Lars sings is, "You take the moon and you take the sun, and you take everything that feels like fun," and that's a direct line. I'm pretty sure that's 100% direct line from the show Chowder. He then comes back in and then does like a more punker version of that, and it's sick. I love this song. It's almost like another interlude, just because it's a big break after like the super punky theme song, and it, like I said, tied for my favorite track off of here with the other song. And then we have a commercial. Not really. We get back into the super heavy political, like the last two songs really emphasize the political undertones and takes those undertones and puts them right in front. So strap in for that. This track is "Gay People Should Have Guns to Kill More Cops." Trigger warning if you need it, I guess. I don't know. And I actually really like the guitar riff in this song. It is the intro for the guitar is actually really sick. So very political, very cool, very punk still. And then we have the final track, which is "The Only Good Politician Is a Dead One." I think there's a Pretty Reckless track that has a very, it's not the same like wording, but it's the same kind of vibe. It's either Pretty Reckless or Val, I can't remember, who has the same kind of wording in a song, and I really like that. Again, hits the whole punk vibe. There's another sick bass riff that gets into a mimicking sick guitar intro that I really enjoy. It's very political, and it does a good job of wrapping up this whole album. This album is, in conclusion, is very punk. It's very fun and jokey about it, but it doesn't take itself too seriously, but these are very serious topics that, you know, they do a good job of talking about in the most Ramones Motorhead punk way, but they enjoy and have fun with it, and I think it's great. I honestly think this is my favorite album for like the local scene that's been released this year. There's been a lot of good like singles out that I need to talk about, and I do plan on to, but full-length albums that I've heard so far this year, this is my favorite full-length album. And everyone associated with this, Lorelai, Alex, Ava, Lars, you guys should be really proud of yourselves. Like, this is really, really well done. Also, it's just produced really well. It still has the DIY, I don't know why I couldn't say that, punk vibe to it. But it's produced well enough that it doesn't sound like, it doesn't sound like super demo-y. It sounds very professional I recorded this in my garage kind of a way, even though it's not recorded in a garage, like it was recorded in a studio. It just has that good mixing vibe of like, you can tell this is very, like, a lot of work went into this. It's very well done, because even though it's very polished, they kept that vibe of, let's, DIY it. And that's kind of like Lava's whole thing, and I really respect that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I know it took me a little while, and it's a little bit of a longer video. I think we're almost at 20 minutes. I'll edit some of this down. But anyway, yeah, enjoy. I have more reviews coming out. Let me know if you like this style when I do like albums, where I actually break it down track by track. I've got notes. I kind of like base my thoughts off the notes rather than just trying to imagine or remember what the song was. So anyway, guys, I hope you have a great day. Jack Punkington signing out. Peace, everyone. Bye.